guys, I'm coming!
Crash Bandicoot 2 walkthrough. This is the first level, I think, that you will realistically get to play as someone who is not Crash or Coco. Although Coco and Crash are exactly the same, they just look different, but this is actually completely different, so I forgot what her name was, but I guess slight spoiler, because I'm not really showing a whole lot of the overworld stuff going on, am I? But anyway, slight spoiler sorta, it's a Crash game, who cares? She is from an alternate dimension, I think, of her timeline? Something like that. This is a game where you play on timelines and, you know, you go through time a bunch of times, so there's a little bit of confusion, but maybe she's the same one. I think she's from a different timeline, though. I think there is someone else we play as who is from the same timeline who just kind of got swept up in the mess. But anyway, she has a grappling hook, or a hook shot, and it's going to be kind of cool because it lets you get across huge chasms and also hit boxes that are really far away, and you can stun enemies with them, but in general you don't really have to use them to stun enemies either. She's a pretty good fighter. She feels jumping wise pretty much the same as Crash, so she's not really a whole lot of new that you have to learn. There is this weird wall jumping that for some reason it took Mario games decades to perfect wall jumping and games, any other game but Mario just has not really quite figured it out, except for Celeste. Celeste has perfect wall jumping too, but half that game you exist on the walls, so that makes sense. But in this one, it's just a little bit strange. It's just like mashing the X button. The jump button seems to be the best way for me. There will be a lot of jumping later on as Crash, where you can't really do that, and I'll explain that more in detail when we get there. But for now, just kind of mashing the X button and holding your analog stick in the direction you want to go seems to be the best way to do it. And, you're really just going to be using her new hookshot to get through the level. So use them to stun the enemies, and the crab, the same exact thing as the previous level, just let him charge you and then jump up more of these walls. And this level is a little easier than I was expecting because the last one was pretty rough. This one, I think I did in fact get all the boxes. So this should be a pretty easy level to 100% if you're into that sort of thing. But it is also a victim, and I guess I didn't cut that one out, did I? There is a victim here of depth perception, which I was going to mention there, and I'm actually kind of glad I did die, because I was wondering after the rope swing, what was I supposed to do there? And then I saw, as I was falling, that you're supposed to use your hook shot to go into the portal thing, but just playing on my, you know, it's going to sound like a real problem, right? Playing on my giant monitor, not my monitor, my giant TV, I have to look across a huge TV and the fancy HD platformer graphics, which means depth perception gets lost, at least to me. And that has happened in every HD platformer game I've played since Mario 3D World on the Wii U. So in that scenario, the reason that I died there is because it was depth perception. I was looking, what area of the map can I actually jump on? What am I supposed to do? And by the time I saw it, I had died. So figured it out, we got it this time, and there's a lot of these cannons coming out of the wall. I'm a little bit surprised that the walls didn't have more hazards in them. In the first Crash game, you had like all kinds of stuff, swordsmen and other people, just all kinds of things, enemies that were hitting you from behind the wall or from the wall parts, and it made like no sense sometimes when they actually hit you. And I'm a little bit surprised that octopus didn't kill me there, but I got through it just fine. The biggest thing are like one of the later levels in Crash 1 with the scientists or someone who, they're like in prison, they're in jail, and they're swinging their arms out. Those arms were so annoying, you know, because it just seemed like luck if I was actually going to hit them and kill them, or if they were going to hit me and kill me. But in this game, they were pretty lenient on the wall hazards. I was expecting more of that later on, but for the most part, it was pretty dang lenient on the wall hazards. I was a little bit surprised. So it was kind of weird that seeing in this level, it's really the only one that I can really remember having cannons in the walls. I don't really remember a whole lot of wall hazards in other places, so maybe I'll see it more as we get there. There's a lot of those steel gratings in the ground. I guess that's what you could call them, right? And they have swords that come out of them, so there are still hazards around that you have to be careful of. It is always funny to me when you hit an enemy and then he gets knocked into his friend. This guy you want to kind of bait, just so you can jump up and hit him in the back. And then there's going to be more of these cannonballs. It's best to just kind of wait, and don't be afraid to jump to kind of get out of danger. Of course, that is a good way to stall some time if you need to. The hook shot will instantly blow up those TNTs, so we'll just do that way. And then we're just going to keep on climbing up here, so we're getting close to the end of the level now. And as I said, I do in fact get all the boxes in this level, so it's pretty straightforward, and this was one of the easier ones to do that in. The harder part's just paying attention, making sure that you hit the boxes that are really far away, and I think the hardest box part is coming up right here. So luckily I did accomplish this first time, and you want to kind of skip boxes. I can get over here, hook shot it, and then you don't really have to worry about skipping boxes. Just hit them all, use that circle below you so you know where you are, jump onto this rope, and then there's going to be a final box after these last few. There will be a final box that I did actually miss, but through the power of editing, it won't take very long to get back. And right there I was waiting, I could not quite figure out what to do. You have to use the hook shot on that rift again, or whatever that was. And then we're going to jump on down onto this rope. And once we go down this second rope, because there's another box right there we have to hit. Once we go down the second rope, there's a box up on top. And I went and got the box that I missed, that one single box, so I did actually finish the level 100%, almost, sorta. I didn't get all the gems, but I got all the boxes.
Thank you so much. Wait, Tana? But you're different. You're not from our universe.
It's good to see you guys. It's been a long time for me.
We lost touch in your universe too, huh?
Yeah, you could say that.
What did we, like, die or something?
What? No! Nope. No, definitely not. So how are things in your dimension?
The usual. A bunch of evil scientists attempting interdimensional domination.
Huh. So, what you collecting? Crystals? Gems?
Masks.
Ooh, fun. Well, good luck with that.
Wait, you're not coming?
Sorry, I fly solo. But I'll lend a hand where I can. In fact, I already have.
Oh.